you know they're actors, but they're doing such a great job at playing that role. It's unbelievable because these are real human beings who have to act oblivious to some of these things in real life.
I was gonna say
just like the period stuff that we just dealt with.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was that us acting? Maybe.
Yeah.
But hopefully it was entertaining.
Right.
At the end of the day, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, you piss in your tampon.
Exactly. Like, who wouldn't have known that?
Take a look through my eyes and you'll see what I
All I'm thinking is, I wonder if I could see.
If you can see what? See
like,
what I see?
Like the screen.
so
like I
see what I'm
I
thinking?
know if like I'm good.
What?
Like my face.
Oh,
Was
see
it
that.
good?
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to play along with
Yeah.
the song and what are you saying that? Shout out Infinite wherever he's at from the Rex show.
only going up
Not
this
the
year.
deep breathing already. What's up, man? Back in the building. How we missed you the other day.
Oh, that's nice.
You missed a good one though.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, you like that button.
What?
I know she does.
Play it. Like you went, like you're
I know you said- I know.
You're trying to control this.
I know.
I just didn't know what you guys were talking about. Anyways,
It's
yeah.
been a
the
minute
button's
since
dope.
you heard. I'll give you one more.
Okay, man.
If you haven't figured it out already, she goes by Pree. Mystery. Find her on the Instagram. Find her on the internet at
Body ammo.
You don't know. Knots will throw the key in there when she starts talking. Behind the scenes, speaking of which, let's do Knots first today. Big him up every time. Keep him booked. Keep him busy. All that mix magic,
Only going up this year.
audio and video, he's got you. Zealous. SB the student over here. This guy beat everybody to the punch. I see the remembrance
Right
day.
away.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah.
November 1st, you one of those ones? Popping poppies out here?
I got it on the 31st. I got it as soon as I saw it. Timmy's. Shout out Timmy's.
Which one?
I don't know.
Find him on Instagram at SB the student.
What?
You got any new book clubs coming out?
I'm so happy. You could always ask that. That's such a great question. Yeah, right now we're reading Surrounded by Idiots.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah. It's a book based on different personalities. If you're in sales or just communicate with a lot of different people, you should read that. And if you want, DM me.
Is it too late to join? Can I still join? Is it too late?
You could, because we're going to complete it on the 5th of December. It's going to be the last book of the year, because then it's going to be holiday season and it's just easier to slack off. But yeah, Monday's the first meeting where we're reading and talking about it from chapter 1 to 8. You can sit it on it.
I wonder if we should try a thing. You think
You guys should
think you can
100%
keep up,
do it.
like, book club, like too much?
Agreed.
But you think you can keep up with the club if you want to, like, if we were to join together? 'Cause I
100%.
feel like I don't do this by myself.
No, 100% you guys could.
I'm looking for a buddy, man.
I'd make sure you guys catch up. I
He's
love
your
what
buddy.
Don't act like we never used to go to the library together. Don't act like we never used to go to the library together.
I'm not saying we didn't.
But I don't know. Like he's gonna be done the book like the next day.
No, it's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not, because
Who-
I have a whole bunch of other books that I'm reading.
Who picks the books?
We vote on them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we have a survey where we put out what book we're going to read,
Mhm.
and then we all vote on the book. Yeah. There's about 12, 13 of us in the club. Shout out to the book club.
I don't know.
Surrounded by Idiots.
Sounds like a good book.
You're into
You-
like the stuff that Face talks about with the horoscopes and things like that. This is another like level to it in a way. There's 4 different personality tests, right? And then you're going to, based on your answers and stuff, you fall into those categories. So especially in sales, like we did this at my brokerage. When you're speaking to somebody, you have a better way of speaking to them, knowing what they're interested in. Not everybody wants to know numbers. Not everybody wants to have like a emotional conversation. Like some people just want to get to the point, right?
Mhm.
So knowing that, especially in sales, it makes it easier. But you were going to say something.
How many do you guys read a book a month, or like what's the time frame?
Yeah, good question. It's not, that's the goal,
Mm-hmm.
but some books are just huge. Like
Right.
they're bigger. It takes longer.
Is this book long?
On Audible, I think it's 11 hours.
Mm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Most of my stuff is on Audible. So that I don't know what that would equate to in
I would have
pages.
took you for like a page turner guy.
It's harder for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't even know there was a such thing as an audio book before.
Oh,
But I just keep the information. Like I feel like I'm able to
retain it better.
100%.
Mm.
Yeah.
That you said it's about four different personalities.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever read the book Attachment?
No.
It's about attachment styles in life.
Is that the one with the heart on the cover?
Yeah,
A lot of people told me to read
it's
that.
a really good book.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and there's a survey in there as well.
Yeah.
And then it tells you your attachment style.
Yeah.
And the survey is like, it's really interesting. It'll say like, I can't even think of a question, but it's a really good book to have. And it teaches you a lot about yourself and especially like how you are in relationships. And it talks about like there's secure attachment, avoidant attachment, and anxious attachment.
Mm.
And if you are one and like your partner is like another one, it really helps for like, when conflict arises and stuff like that. It's a really good book.
Was there something that you applied from it into like your relationships?
Yeah, a lot. I'm anxious attachment. That stems from like abandonment issues and stuff like that I had from like when I was a kid. And so like, if I think like the energy is off.
Yeah.
So like if like with my boyfriend, if I think the energy's off, I think it's my fault. Like I did something. So then and it's not like it's something that he's going through or whatever the hell it is, but I will make it
About you.
Well, I don't do it with him because like I read the book a couple of years ago, but I used to be like that. And then like, or if like something's just not right, like I need that like validation to be like, it's not about you, but then I'll still think it's about me. It doesn't matter. And then secure attachment is like the best one where it's just very, very healthy. Avoidant is like you just run from everything. Like if there's a problem, you'll dip. Or if there's like conflict, you just don't want to talk about it. So
are we done here?
Because
I was itching to hit you guys with the Hadouken! Because I know the man have never let me get off my intro. Eh?
Yeah, that's so
like,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about you.
And I did a good job. They're not interrupting. Hey, not.
You did
I hope you guys are checking
yo.
my boxes now. Whoa, what's up?
Yeah, but
no,
you're just
I was like, what button do
stewing.
I hit for this guy? Like, yeah, like, fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like you were silently stewing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I'm like, you guys really went on there for a whole lot of stuff. But anyways, yes.
I need a bigger intro for Bun right now.
You know,
we need like some fucking like proper intro. That was.
I can find some of those for you.
Here we go.
I don't think it warrants an applause.
I mean, he's called for it.
Yeah, I did call for it.
Yeah.
Still, that was amazing. He just held back and waited. Like, wow.
I also-
Silently,
Yeah.
like
I also
stewing.
never got to shout out Face. He's always here in spirit, but he'll be with us, I think next week, I believe. But yeah, I go by Bun. You can find me on Instagram at wha'SUP Bun. This happens to be another episode of Speak Your Perspective. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your last time here, please close the door on the way out.
Please don't do that. Give us another chance. Leave a comment. What can we work
Well, I
on?
liked how you sent me that message the other day. My boy was like, how off that major look. That was the clip, right?
That was a clip.
And then he's like, I see what you did there. I
Yeah.
like that. He's like,
Yeah.
you guys just gotta follow for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
yeah.
some of those
That
like.
was a good clip. It was a good point. It was a good analogy.
I don't know.
My reaction still stands. Like every time I watch it, like my reaction is like, ah! I'm like, that was perfect.
But yeah, shout out producer Dre. We really appreciated his presence last episode. He said he'll be back at some time, so we'll have him here again.
Great
for
guy.
sure.
Great energy, man.
Yeah, we'll make sure Pree's there for that next episode. I don't know. Where should we start? I feel like, you and I had a couple conversations early this week, and we did have some stuff we had thrown on the board. So I don't know if you want to start with that first one that's up there, but
We could do that too, but we could kind of pick up where we were going with that conversation with you, because you're on your. Let me ask you a question. When you like reflect on, like when you speak to a woman and you talk about her period, right? Is there any other word that you use instead of?
we're doing that right now.
Yeah. Is there another word that you use, or is that how you say it?
Yeah, but we're okay with this right now. Like I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Okay, so run that
She's
back.
already said this. We're good for
Yeah.
everything.
Okay, so
everything's
run that back again, sorry.
When you're talking to a woman, right?
Okay.
And you're referring to her period as
Mhm.
you speak to her.
Mhm.
Is there another word that you use instead of period?
I'm a funny guy though, so I'll just say dumb shit like, so you saying your homies in town this week? Like shit like that.
Or like referring to it as another
but
identity?
Basically.
Okay.
One of those ones. I don't know. I don't typically say the word period. Sometimes I will, but you just say it. You don't tell me you say you what you got?
No, I wanted to hear more than that. That's it. You just make it an identity.
What are you on
don't-
your Reds or something like that? That's how we used to talk back in the day.
No, I was told.
right.
Wait, you're on your Reds?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
But you.
I was saying, oh, so you're on your rag? Like, I just say it like that.
Nah, I was gonna say that for your sake, but I'm like, I would never say that. If anything, more times back in the day, I was like, yo,
That's what I said. Yeah, back in the day, that's what?
that Brampton in you right there, bro.
No, I just think it's like just that comfort with like a girl that's a friend, like, to just be able to say it like that. But what did I do before I said it?
You asked me if it was offensive.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And you said what?
Is what offensive? The rag? The word
just
of,
calling it a rag.
The use of that word, or
Yeah, I just feel like as a man, like I think when we were younger, yeah, whatever you would call it, anything or anti-flow or whatever, all that nonsense. But at this point, no, just say the proper term for it. Word, I mean, period or cycle or whatever.
Are we asking more questions about that?
I had another one though, because where I wanted to go with it is the book that you talked about right now, right? So you read this book, so now you have a different relationship with your guy. So now you've used that book to know your anxiety level, attachment, perfect, with him. So you guys know how to talk to each other, communicate with each other, given that scenario, right?
I mean, it's still difficult, but yeah.
So now you being on your period, is there a conversation about that as a couple too, where you're like, hey, I'm about to get it, or it's happening, or
so
he knows
to prepare?
Yeah.
I don't really get my period much anymore.
All right.
That's just because like I have an IUD, so it's just the one that I have. Like you just don't get your period that often. My period was really, really bad. It was I'm on like I was on prescription meds for it for the pain. I got it when I was like 10. I would like I had like stomach pain, back pain, my legs. I would throw up. I'd like faint from it. So now I barely get it. Like it's like a one-off when it'll come. And I'll just, so I don't, like, I'm not like, oh, it's coming or anything like that. It'll just happen.
Do you know what an IUD is?
Oh.
Hold on, do you?
I mean, not enough to like fully explain like the...
Oh, yeah, you guys, what is an IUD? How about you guys tell me?
That's what I was asking. Hey, tell us what an IUD is.
You said not enough, and I think you have no idea.
Nah, I remember having this conversation with you a while ago, but I don't fully remember.
Birth control. It's just a form of birth control.
What is it? Explain it to me.
This IUD one, it's like
this IUD one. Yes,
it's like it's almost no. It's okay. So there's a
there's like a what?
There's the part that sort of hangs down somewhere in there, like way up at the top somewhere, type shit.
Sounds like a pause. I don't
know. But then I'm pretty sure this one is it's almost like a female condom in a sense. Like they put it in and it expands and it's like, it almost acts like as like a net. No, am I incorrect?
Absolutely fucking not.
We're just gonna take all of that stuff.
I don't remember.
I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones. I don't know.
I feel like isn't it some sort of like a?
So what's that one?
I don't want to say.
Do you guys know
what's that one?
Do you guys know how tampons work?
I don't want to say like a surgery.
Let's start. What?
It's something like you have to insert it for a while, kind of like a tampon. It's something similar to that, but it's smaller. No.
Yes.
And it lasts for a long time. It's not like you just keep it during.
But is that not how it works? Though? It's like you put it inside. And
how often do you even replace it?
Like every 3 months, or there's different ones. There's like every 3 months, every 2 years. Aren't there like a bunch of different ones?
Oh my God.
Educate us. Educate us.
I guess we need to start at the basics. Do you guys know what a period is?
Man, don't do that.
No,
I'm
actually.
pretty sure I know what it is.
What's a period? What's a period?
That's a great question.
This ain't health class, though.
Please go ahead and explain
you
what a period is.
You should know. You both have children.
Your egg drops. Or some, yeah. Nuts. Help us out here.
I feel like he knows all of these things. So I'm not even bringing him
where you're capable of having a child.
We don't know anything.
What?
Exactly.
Like you're...
what happens on your period? Like what is your period? Like what happens to the body?
Yeah, but
you're
why?
bleeding.
Why?
Well, I guess you're what? the ovulation cycle or whatever it's
Nah,
called.
ovulation.
You guys are just
Ovulation's
throwing out
after
words,
that.
like seeing what sticks.
Ovulation's after that. And you're ovulating for 13 days or something like that? No?
14,
So educated,
15,
man. Look, what?
16.
Okay, hold on. Do you guys know how a tampon
Stop asking
works?
questions. Just stop asking
No,
questions.
this is the last question.
Not really.
It's like
It depends on the type. Isn't there more than one kind?
Like, what are the kinds do you think that there are?
I don't know. There's like stuff that you actually keep up there. There's stuff that doesn't.
A tampon, just a
Yeah.
tampon.
Oh. So
Somebody's about to get fired as a producer on here.
What is a tampon?
Isn't that it to stop bleeding?
It collects the blood.
So, do you think girls can pee while wearing a tampon?
No.
No. Well, maybe into the tampon.
Who knows? I don't know. What's
Nah, you
wrong
go to
with
the
you guys,
washroom.
man?
You got to take it off, obviously, and then you go. But I'm assuming that there's some sort of diaper type, isn't
no,
Yeah, I didn't
no.
realize it was this late, bro. I gotta go. Like, what? Come on.
This is insane.
So
What
teach
part?
us.
So you think that every time that a woman has to go to the bathroom that's wearing a tampon, we have to take it out?
Yo, hear what? Next segment, we're talking about cars, eh?
there? No,
I'm
not
gonna
every
ask
time.
her if she knows how to do
Not
oil
every
change.
time.
No.
Do you know?
What if you? I guess it wouldn't be dependent on when you have to replace it. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have anything to do with your pee.
So can you pee while wearing a tampon? That's what I'm asking you. You both said
Can
no.
a guy pee while erect?
Yeah, you could.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
What?
you could.
Yeah, now you're
wait,
changing.
no. Hold on. Where are we? Are you talking about pissing while you're hard? Yeah. That's when you need the
She's
tub.
out here throwing all these questions. So I'm like, do you know the answer to these ones?
Can you pee while you're hard?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it can be done.
It'll be painful.
Well, when you guys wake up in the morning, you're always hard.
Okay,
so
where do
don't
you
you
want-
need to like
You know
Get
what?
Where do you wanna start?
semi-soft
Where do you want to?
pee?
Where do you want to start? Go
I
back to the
I
period.
really want to know. Like, you guys really think that every time a girl goes to the bathroom, she can't pee while wearing a tampon?
No, I don't really think that.
Oh, now your answer is different?
Well, yeah. I now
Based
have
off-
I didn't understand what we were fully saying. I was kind of just thinking something in my head and answering what I was thinking in my head, opposed to what you were asking
Do
me.
you think the pee and the blood come from the same hole?
No, I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, therefore, you can
What-
pee while wearing a tampon.
Yeah, but doesn't the string get wet?
You hold it to the side.
That sounds like too much work.
Do you know what sounds like a lot of work?
What?
Taking a tampon out and pushing one back in every
Yeah,
time
but-
you have to pee. Do you think it's like comfortable? And
just don't drink a lot of
lovely?
water when you're on your period? No,
you sound like an idiot.
No, not really. I think a lot of us sound like
a lot
this.
of guys are idiots out here.
Yeah.
But like, why do I need to?
Clearly.
Hold on. Let's just go back now. Why do I need to know all this?
Why do you just know all this?
Yeah. Why do I need to know all this?
Because you have a daughter, sir.
No, I understand. That's different. That I understand,
One,
right?
you have a daughter.
Yeah.
Two, you are, your partner or the
So-
person that your people that you're attracted to are women. So you're gonna have a woman in your life at some point again.
Yeah.
And before.
I've had women in my life, and I
Right.
haven't had women in my life. At no point did I need to know how they piss, whether it's with a tampon or not, right? But what I was asking was, is there like a code with the when it's coming and
Yeah,
maybe
how
to
would you
the way
expect
that you're
us to know
talking?
that part?
I don't understand why I would need to know that part.
Why wouldn't you?
The
need to
daughter
know
part,
that?
the daughter part makes sense, but to
Yeah.
know if my partner is able to go to the washroom
When
and
are
take a
you and
leak
I
with
ever
a-
going to the washroom together?
Never.
So how would I know?
Why would I?
You guys
unless you
just
tell
sound
me about it.
ignorant.
But it's
No, but
it's
no,
kind of like if I
Because
don't
why
need this
wouldn't you?
information.
Why wouldn't you want to know? Like okay, so right now I'm on period. I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah,
So if you guys have partners, sisters, whatever, daughters,
yeah.
you wouldn't want to understand what they're going through to
You
try
flipped
to
it.
help them.
You flipped it.
No, I don't think I did.
No, you did, because you're going from definition of do you know what happens when I'm on it versus how I feel when I'm on it. The feeling part I'm open to. That's what I was trying to ask you with, do you guys have like a code that you guys let them know that it's coming or that it's happening, so there's possibly a difference in your, I don't know, wanting of him. Like maybe you want him in a different way, or you want him to do different things now that you're on it. Like maybe you're more vulnerable when you're on it, or maybe you're more upset when you're on it, or maybe you're more needy, or you know what I mean? Like something else changes, not the procedure
So do
itself.
you want to be told, like, when you're with somebody, like, hey,
I think it would help.
The thing is, I swear to goodness,
I think it would help.
I've said this to a partner before. Like
Mhm.
Same.
I've literally said that I want to know you to that type of level.
mhm.
But
I
that
don't
type of
think
level
any-
would
I don't
suggest,
think
and then I would know that.
right.
We haven't gotten that far.
Now we were
Okay.
doing this for a while, but not as consistently as we needed to.
As
I
crazy
think
as
that's
it
a
sounded,
good. I think
as
it's
crazy
a good
as
thing.
We 100% it is.
I do.
Because over time I noticed patterns
Right.
that we're fighting around this time.
Oh, okay.
And it's always a misunderstanding. So then I'm like, yo, I don't know that that's how you took
like
it.
the level.
So just
of
let me know when it's coming. Sorry, go ahead.
the level of PMS for different women is very,
Different.
very it can be very severe to like non-existent. So like when some women are PMSing, you can be more like sensitive to things, or like think like you're saying like there was a lot of misunderstandings, or you're fighting because it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that knowing that,
Or
is
I
a
was just
good-
right. Go on, I'm playing.
I don't think you were
Yeah, I might not have been.
what, like
like to.
But not how and
I think
all
I
that other
think you
stuff.
should know these things.
so
what
t-
specifically, like to the extent to where I know how you have to go pee when you're on your period.
No, I just feel like one. I just thought men would know that. I just thought that that would be a thing
So that,
because like I understand that.
I got a great question. but-
no,
I would understand that. Like I know that like you guys like ejaculate and pee from
2 different holes.
but in
Yeah.
where they are, right? And so
Oh,
I would understand
I
that.
saw that face. What, you didn't know that? Oh, now you don't know about yourself, huh? What? Oh, what are you? Hold on. You looking at me because I was a pause or something? Like, what are we talking about?
Anyway, so I would think that men would also know that we don't bleed and pee from the same hole either. So it would be an
I get it,
obvious.
makes sense.
So I
but
thought it would be an obvious answer.
nothing,
but
is
it wasn't.
obvious. I trust me. In this world, I just find that
Also-
nothing.
What do you mean
is
we
obvious.
pee and ejaculate from a different hole?
There's 2 different holes that lead to the opening in your penis.
That's fine. But that's
Yeah.
internal, not external. Is that what you mean?
Your opening
Yeah.
is one opening,
Yeah.
but there's like 2 different.
Okay, good. Yeah,
things.
duh. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, but what I was gonna say was not all that, but I'm actually more into the, I do need to know some of this stuff now because of the whole daughter situation. Because you said 10 when you
I
first got it,
Yeah,
which was
10.
considered really early back
Very-
then.
Yeah.
Now it's at like 7 and 8.
I
You're
didn't
trying
know
to make me
that.
have a heart attack, bro. Stop.
Maybe, but this is
Don't do
reality.
this.
Like,
And
I
I
heard,
wasn't.
I've heard these talks before. They're getting younger and younger, but when
I
I hear
wasn't
something like 10, I'm
prepared
like,
at
what are we
all.
talking about?
yeah,
I wasn't prepared at all. Like I had no idea what it was
Okay.
because we didn't learn it in school. You don't learn it until like high school, right? That's when you
Nah,
get like
man,
health
you
class
know.
or whatever.
No, we had health.
I don't remember
Yeah, man, we had health. Shout out to Mr. Villiers, Elmbeck. We had health.
what grade.
I swear
Middle
that was like grade
school.
7. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
grade
so I got my
seven.
period in grade
6.
5.
Whoa.
I know.
Yikes. I mean, at least you're at home.
Yeah, but it was not great. I thought I was dying.
Another thing I find is that every single female that I know always says they're anemic. And it's because you guys bleed the once a month and then,
that's definitely
What?
part of it.
yeah. Right.
That's all. Like a lot of women, are anemic because they're iron deficient, so they're always
Yeah, based
cold.
off of what? From what?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's what I just said,
I
bro.
don't
And then
think
all of
so.
a sudden,
I don't
now-
think it's
let's-
just no.
I don't- let's
I
Google
think
it.
I think I get what you're. Hold on, before you Google it though, because I think I know exactly
I
what
don't-
both of you are saying.
I've never heard.
So
I
it's
personally
not
never
it's
heard
not
that.
because of your period that you're low in iron. So
Right.
you're low in iron because of what you
Whatever.
could be eating, your diet, whatever it is. However, what he's saying is when you're on period, it's going to add to it. So just losing blood on top of your deficiency is going to add to whatever the symptoms are of being
Yeah,
low
man,
on iron deficiency.
I'm sure we have a
Like
couple
it's not going to help you that you're losing blood, but they're not correlated. Do you see the connection though?
I honestly
I don't think the cause for lack of iron is your period, but I don't think a period would help your lack of cause of iron or your low iron.
With what you're saying, that is part of it for sure. I would.
Glad we're
assume-
talking to the experts.
I would assume, man. I mean, I could be completely wrong. We can Google it, but
No, how about we just get a real doctor on here one day with us who can explain all of these things in a cool way.
we should.
All right. So we're done with this because I feel like we can transition to the next topic.
No. I just want to make
Because
the
I have the
point.
perfect one.
I want to make the point that, to your point,
This is how you're
SB,
making
Oh
points.
yeah.
there are some people, yes, who have natural causes of low iron, but for a lot of the females that I know, that are anemic, it's because they have a heavy blood
Heavy.
flow.
Okay, so that's what it just says right now. Women who suffer from heavy menstrual periods are more prone to forms of anemia where red blood cells are lost when bleeding.
Don't play that gunshot sound effect.
But yeah, we can move on from the topic of periods.
It's choking. But where so two things. I don't know if you remember your question though, SB. Was your question good enough to still go back to?
It was just, do you guys have a code word between each other in the relationship? Are you actually doing that right now?
Well, like I said, I don't really get it. But when I do get it, I'm just like, babes, I got my period. And then he yells no.
All I wanted to know was, damn it. I knew it was going to happen. When you have to hold, does that affect the way you'd wipe?
When you have to hold the string?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, it was.
What's that experience like? How annoying is it?
It's not like your period itself is annoying.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Mm.
But like it's not like a huge deal.
All right. You just get used to it, I guess. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, you anything else or we're good here?
No, I'm pretty good.
And there are different types of tampons, but like that's for how heavy your flow is.
I guess going to the original question of how often you have to replace it, why you have it, all that stuff. But I'm scared that you're going to quiz me.
All right, you know what? Actually, I caught that.
Let's go fly a kite.
Because of something you just said about the whole tampons thing, I remember a long time ago, I was really young, not super young, but I felt too old to be asking the question because I should have known better.
Yeah.
I had asked my mom because I was looking at the receipt of the things that she went to the grocery store, and I was like, "What is this always thing?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?"
Yeah.
I don't remember what her response was, but I was like, "How could I not piece two and two together?"
Right.
Anyways,
do you know what always is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
what
it's
is
a brand. It's a brand.
Oh, okay.
You know who would have had this interesting take too? I'd love to see what he has to say later in the comments. But Face has a story about having to go buy some one time, and not being happy about it.
Why? Have you guys ever had to go buy?
I feel like I have.
I feel like I have too.
Yeah, I think I have once or twice.
Yeah.
Are you guys did that? Did you guys feel uncomfortable?
No.
Well, that's good.
I wanted the exact
Did you ask her to take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Instead of just
to know which color pack it was.
Everything. I wanted to be as simple as possible. I don't want to go there and be like, oh, but this one says duh, and this one doesn't say duh.
How old were you at that time?
Let's not do that.
Why?
This is like recent.
That was the first time recently?
Yeah.
Like this year?
No, not that recent. I mean,
his first time wasn't that long ago too.
Yeah.
Mine was like 18. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not 18. I'm like post 30.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
See?
Well, not really. Like if you always had unless it's rare to like run out. Like because if as
so
a
you
woman,
had to who did you have to get it for? How about that? If you're 18.
Like a girl, obviously.
Yeah, I know, but is this like?
Oh, you did it at 18.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't like my sister.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. Yeah, no,
okay.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
It was a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a girl.
Okay. I'm glad you guys don't feel uncomfortable getting those.
Yeah, that's small fries to me.
Only going up this year.
Shout out Lazy Jaw wherever he's at. I forgot to mention that one off the top too. But I don't know. This conversation just brought me to another topic that we had on the board there. It's something that's been sitting there for a couple of weeks, but let's start with SB on this one, yo. Has a female ever tried to emasculate you? Is there a story that you have that? Because we're gonna get to you. Because I'd asked, have you ever done that to a guy? Maybe unintentionally in the moment, but then maybe you thought back on it and were like, probably shouldn't have said that. But SB, what's up?
I'm not sure because I feel like they would be better at answering that. No.
How so? There's no standout moment for you where a female said something to you and you're like, whoa.
I wanted to look up the meaning. Sorry.
The other topic was gender roles. Remember that was mentioned for a quick second too. So, anyways, what were you asking? Sorry.
How do you define the word? Masculate. How do you define it? Like, what does that mean to you?
Read that again.
But before I read it to you, like, how do you define it? Like, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, a female try to play you like a bitch.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much
It's
the Rexdale definition.
like try to like suggest that that it's
pre 2000 or early 2000s.
what are you trying to do? Question my like masculinity here
Like your
in this
manhood.
role, especially in this
I guess.
relationship,
Yeah,
to suggest in any way that what
deprive a man of his male role or
Yeah.
identity. In his mind, her success emasculated him. Okay. And the second one is make someone or something
don't
weaker
supersede mine in any way. Also, don't use words that will threaten that.
and make someone feel weaker or less effective. Okay. That's such a good question. I think it's better you guys go first because I don't.
Do you have one?
If it's one of those questions where it requires work, bro, like you got to deal with some stuff to think about some stuff.
But to me,
if
it's
it
like,
stands
but
out like
I
that.
feel like that is something that would stand out.
I felt like for
Yeah.
you maybe you would have to think about it some more
Yeah.
because you may not have identified the moment when it happened.
Right.
But then a guy could have either come back and said something to you about it, or you could have just reflected on your own and be like, that was kind of questionable
For me,
still.
no, I think I'm pretty aware. So like if I was to do that, like it would be because it's not someone that like I wouldn't do that purposefully, I would say. I think that has it happened with like somebody I was talking to? Yes, but came from like him saying that about me, meaning like I had a lot of things going for me and he was just like I don't feel like a man like right now in my life or whatever he's like the position that he was in at the time to like want to move forward in a relationship. Like I don't feel like I could pull my weight kind of thing.
Like
I
he
feel
had
like
lower
that-
self-esteem around you because of where you were in your life.
Right.
That almost sounded like a pause in some way to me. That's why I chuckled. But sorry.
Mm.
Okay.
What was that you
So
just
that's
said?
how you feel like you intimidated him. Like you were able
Well,
to.
he said that he's
Mm.
like, I don't feel like a man. Like when he was explaining
Interesting.
everything to me. And I'm like, I feel like that's more of a, like, I'm not doing like my success. I'm not going to dim my light for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And like, I'll like help you, not help you, but like, you know what I mean? Like I would, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I would support you, like in whatever you're doing or you're trying to do or anything like that. And I'm like, don't tell, like, you can't tell me to dim my light because it makes you feel like less of a man. Like that's more of something that you need to deal with.
Is that what he was doing though? Asking you to dim your light because it makes him feel the way.
Well, there were certain things that I was like, my
Mm.
business was like just starting and like taking off. And he's like, why do you need to do that? Or like, you know, like it takes up a lot of time and this and that. Like, so I think in indirect ways,
Mm.
yes.
Okay.
Let's go fly a kite.
So, previous relationship, quite some time ago. I feel like this is going back to maybe 2015 or something. At some point, I discovered that homegirl was holding on to a male friend, right? And I feel like we all have those friendships.
Holding on to a male friend. What does that mean?
Well, like
Friendship.
a friendship.
So she had a friendship with a guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like people have those things, right?
Right.
Okay.
But she's dating you.
Basically.
Yeah.
So? Sorry.
Like you
Nah.
you see it though, right? Like, is that you or that's your period? That's what I need to
Bro,
know.
stop that right now. Immediately.
SB, but you see, like, do you see what I mean? Like when
Literally, I'm
No, no, no.
always like that with you.
okay, I know.
So-
I know. So it was a joke.
That was a bad joke.
was it a bad joke?
No one laughed.
Because he didn't even hear me. Were you paying attention?
I thought this was all real. I didn't think it was a joke.
Anyways,
We all have those. Like,
Right. But I'm like, it's just the way that you framed it. You're like, I was with a girl and she was holding on to a relationship with a male friend. So
Yeah.
I'm like, are you just saying like your
No, but-
girlfriend
no.
had male friends?
listen. This is after her expressing that she doesn't like the fact that I hold on to some of the female friends that I have. That's important.
yeah.
So at that point is when, all right, I understood that and I would scale back.
So, sorry, did she mean like she didn't want you to have relationships, like friendships with girls?
Not friendships with girls. It's more of like even past like exes and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm still cool with pretty
Yeah.
much all of them.
Okay.
But male or female, people. But you gotta.
For some people, yeah, sure, I guess.
So at that point, rather than me trying to sacrifice a bunch of these relationships for that, it's like, all right, I get it. It's sort of like, I would always look at it as you're keeping the window of opportunity open, in a sense.
Is that how you look at it right now?
Not necessarily, no.
Mhm.
See, we can get to all of this stuff after. Hold your questions. Anyways, I think
I'm speaking my perspective on what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's like you're asking me questions that I feel like I'm deviating from the entire story.
All right, go ahead, tell the story. I won't interrupt you.
Because I could just get to the point where she said something that was sort of like, nah, bro, there's no way you're really talking to me like that right now. But I'm trying to give context to the entire thing.
No, I think we need the context.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So, anyways, there was a night where she had lied to me about going to see him, the friend.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So from then, to me, and I had to explain this well after the entire thing, is that you're giving that person value in our relationship by lying about them.
Okay.
Make sense? SB, would you agree?
Yeah.
So
there's no need. Yeah.
There shouldn't be a reason she needs to lie. Okay. And if there is, then that
I would say all across the board, but this is like a nasty one here.
So you being the female who's expressing how much you like for me to not have these female presence in my life, but yet you think it's okay for you to maintain that one.
How close is this friend to her?
I feel like none of this matters because there was one night where we had gone out and she felt threatened in the room while there was another female that I used to talk to. Right?
Okay.
She then went to go link up with homeboy.
What?
Like I was in my feelings, type shit, right? So then I find out that she was lying about it. I don't know, weeks later, whatever. And at that point, I automatically knew you're giving that person value in our relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So fast forward a bunch of months now, I'm at home.
And he
calls, see the name, and I was like, all right, that's what's still wanting. Like, there's no way you're still trying to get at me if that's happening. And I'm not even out here engaging in any type of conversation. And for you to bring up the same point, sometimes it don't make sense if you're still doing that. It must have been like the next day or something. And I was like, nah, like there's nothing to talk about until that shit's sorted out, right? So I'm downstairs washing the dishes. It turns into this whole thing, a back and forth. And then what came out of her mouth was, you're crying like a little bitch. Bro. SB, in that moment, what would you have done? Those were the words verbatim. You are crying like a little bitch.
That's wild.
That's
about driving home a point that you maintain this relationship with this person, but the second any girl calls my phone, it's like all hell breaks loose. So what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander? Is that how the saying goes? That's it. Right?
I think that's right, yeah.
Are you really crying? Literally?
No.
That's rough.
Yeah, I didn't think he was actually crying. I think you were just like making your point.
Yeah.
And like, that's what she tried to use. That's crazy.
Nothing like that ever came your way before?
That's also great deflection.
Nah, nothing. Never.
I just think it's terrible communication. Like your partner is expressing something to you that you're also expressing to them, which adds the hypocrisy side to it. Yet you're not doing it.
Right.
So it's
a very, very big double standard is what that is.
Yeah.
But then
on top of
huge.
But
yeah.
I hate those things.
With a pet peeve.
But then,
buddy.
But now the person's bringing the conversation up to you and you're addressing it like this.
And you know when I finally got that point across? It was like 2 months later. When it was like I finally got them to realize that you gave that person value in our relationship the very first day you lied about them.
Is it because like she wasn't like finally in a place to hear you? Or like you guys weren't in an argument?
I don't. Honestly,
explain that to me. The way that you say that, though, you gave this person value in our relationship the day that you lied about it. Meaning you made, like, I don't know, trust questionable in this relationship when you did this?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
And then for it to be a thing that lasted this long, it makes no sense. And it's the double standard that drives me up the wall.
So because you had that experience in that relationship that long ago, now in your like relationships now moving forward and stuff, do you have a problem with like a girl having like male friends?
No, I can't say that. I feel like I haven't experienced it again since, so, but I never did before.
Right. You?
No, but it's the same thing. If I'm open to what the conversation is, but I enjoy people that have their own circle of people.
Right.
But if like, just because you don't have that circle doesn't mean start taking away from me.
Right.
The exes, for me personally, it's just that's cut when it's a serious thing.
What do you mean?
I don't have like exes that I talk to if I'm in like some sort of relationship. Like if there was something that was going on there, that's kind of just like it's done.
You said you don't have any of your exes or your friends?
It's different now because I'm not seeing anybody. Like I could reacquaint with them after the fact.
No, but like currently ongoing.
Right. Like ongoing exes that I talk to.
Yeah.
Like it's more like what's up, where I've traded numbers, but not like every day, hey, how you doing? It's
so
not like we're acquainted again.
Right.
Yeah, I have that
Okay.
to a degree. But I'm saying when I'm in some sort of relationship like that sounded like you're washing the dishes or whatever, like downstairs, I think you've been with this person for a while. Correct me if I'm wrong. But at that point I would cut everybody off if I've been with the person for a long time.
Cut everybody off.
What?
How? Like
What?
you're sending out a text message blast like, yeah, I'm in a relationship, don't link me.
No,
People are still gonna call me, and it's one thing.
Yeah, like
I've always believed in just maintaining positive relationships with people.
No, I'm the same way, man. It depends on that relationship itself too. Like right now, I'm going to the time period in my life that I'm referring to is just before marriage. So at that point, like I had a long period of time to just kind of slowly start just cutting off relationships.
I know, but what was the point of you doing that? Like if you were just like, if you had exes that were your friends that you would just like randomly.
Exactly what he said earlier. There was that possibility, that window's open for something to go down. I didn't want that.
But then you guys are not really friends then.
And I disagree with that. I mean, there's
you taking him to Jamaica? Oh, you guys didn't get it.
No,
I got it.
No, I totally got it. No, I totally got it.
Because Knots is over there dying.
I just don't find it funny.
But you said, are you taking him to Jamaica?
Anyways, continue.
No, it goes back into, I don't remember what you're asking me. I remember you asking me.
Don't do that.
Something about like,
no, I
guess it was never a friendship to begin with. That's not true. I feel like there is a friendship component to those, when you could maintain rules of when you're dating someone that like we're not really like there's no conversation, but after the fact it doesn't have to be like, oh, we're banging again. It's not friends with benefits necessarily, but like we could start just talking again, and it's just that,
right?
Not the friendship benefits,
but then it could run into that as far as being friends with benefits. So to me, it's just like when it's a seriousness of a long-term relationship, I'd rather have that stuff out. Does that add up?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. My relationship, like, do you want me to answer your question? Why are you laughing? I don't get it.
Not.
Oh.
So Pree, are you okay with your boyfriend having female friends?
Yeah.
It's an amazing question.
Even if there are exes?
Yeah.
Now, what if those exes still have an attraction for him?
I would assume they would. He's really good looking. Joking. Like I wouldn't care. I have no control. I have no control over what other people do and say, right? Like I have no control over that. So if he still has people like in his life that, you know, still find him attractive or try to like shoot their shot, that's on them. It's up to him as his reaction to it and what he does with that.
Not in a flirtatious way, but honestly, you're just friendly with him. But the optics may look as if he may still have some interest, and you knowing that they intentionally still have interest towards him.
I think that a lot of that has to do with like the level of trust. Like I wouldn't I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't think that there would be optics. Like, I don't think that I would be in a position where there would be optics. I think that like the trust level that I have is just to a point where like, if I felt like that, I wouldn't be in a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just that. I have a lot of male friends. So I don't know. That's how I guess view it. Like, think it has to do a lot to do with trust.
I think it also has to do with you guys are friends before the relationship.
Yeah.
So you guys have that base or
Right.
foundation.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think most of like the guys that I've talked to in the past or like my other relationships, like I do have a lot of male friends.
Yeah.
And so like I make it a point for that my partner's like comfortable in that way. Like, you know, there's no like I don't know what the word is.
Are you saying that you got friends that kind of shoot their shot with you too, and he's good with that? Because you're saying that you're okay with it if that's happening with him. Because ultimately,
I don't
it's
think
up
it
to
is
him.
happening, but like,
okay, because you have had that conversation, or because you just expect that of him.
I expect that. I guess, yeah.
There we go.
So nothing ever happened between he and you prior to getting together?
No. Like I was always attracted to him, but like when I first ever seen him like 10 years ago or whenever it was, I was like, oh, who's that? And then we were in a big group of like friends, and then my boys are like, oh, that's so and so, and I was like, oh, they're like, he's married, and I'm like, oh, okay, and that was it.
Oh, but then when you found out he was single,
no, I didn't know because we weren't talking for like 3 years.
Why?
Just it was COVID, and like I don't know, we just like weren't talking.
Yeah, the circle wasn't coming together. Like the group of friends wasn't coming together for you to see him again, type of thing.
No, like we would hang out like one-on-one. Like I hang out with all my guy friends like that. So it's just we just lost contact.
Yeah.
Are you a home wrecker? No, I'm joking.
That's really terrible to say.
Yeah, I feel like you should be getting at him for something like that.
Getting at me for what?
The way she attacked me, yo. She looked like she was gonna punch me in my mouth.
It's your relationship with her.
She said that to you. How did you feel?
Oh, it was very disturbing. Like,
Yeah, what were your feelings though?
oh fuck! I knew you were gonna hit me with the feelings question. Hurt. It was. It's almost kind of heartbreaking. Like, how dare you say something like that to me, yo? The hell?
Yeah, but what were you hurt because like she's saying that basically like you're complaining about this one thing? Like what were you hurt by? Just her calling you a bitch? Or all of it, I guess.
Yeah, all of it, ultimately.
Or were you like are you saying heartbreaking because you're like you didn't think that somebody like this would talk to you like in that way or say something like that to you?
All I hear from this right now is tons of terrible communication. Like, you're only bringing something up because you want to discuss it.
But
and
if the person's not even identifying that part, what are you supposed to do then?
That's why I'm kind of like, I feel so removed from that. And as you might as well, that like, it's hard for me to really like fully relate to it. I don't have my exact version of that, like that scenario, but my individual version to it would be to like really just get into the conversation to understand what are you talking about. Like, I would want a solution to, are you not understanding what I'm saying to you right now?
Do you think you'd be in a space to have that conversation if somebody said something in that manner to you in that way?
So no, not in that way. Mm-hmm. Like stop being a bitch. Like I've like I don't think I've ever really been spoken to like that in like a serious relationship.
Nah, what it was like stop crying. Like
Stop
it was
crying.
like you are crying like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when things like these happen,
yeah,
I don't typically talk. I'll shut down.
Yeah.
Long before I even like open my mouth about anything.
Yeah.
So my silence then was suggested to her that I'm crying about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean I'm crying about it, but like there is clearly an issue here. So when you're ready to talk about it, we could talk about it. But if your solution is then not talking about it and suggesting that instead I'm crying like a little bitch, because this shouldn't be anything,
right?
Homegirl, you made it something, because this guy's presence is not supposed to still be here, but yet it is. Mm-hmm. So why is there still to be a conversation had about this? So I'm done talking about it. But me done talking, I'm crying like a little bitch. What?
Do you feel like every time like you get into a conflict that you like won't, like you'll stop talking? or you'll like you're saying like you shut down.
Yeah.
So you're not a person that needs to
well,
talk about things right away.
Depends on what it is. To me, there's like things that are so small. It's like, yo, just get it out of the way and let's keep it pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But then and it's more frustrating, depending on how you identify with things.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we all have our own one lens on life.
Right.
You get what I mean? So you're gonna see something one way, and I may not necessarily see it that same way.
Mm-hmm.
But all I think I need is a platform to be able to explain to you my perspective and why I think this is bad or good.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with men, and I will include myself in this, is I never used to speak with my feelings.
Right.
A lot of it was logic based.
Mm-hmm.
Shabir, you would agree because we've had that conversation, I think, a time or two.
When I got to be able to explain, when I got to the point where I could explain my emotions and my feelings and attach it to my logic is where the big shift occurred. Because then I felt like we can't even communicate anymore because I'm destroying what you're saying. Not in a confrontational way, but you're seeing what you're doing and I'm explaining how it's making me feel and what it's doing to me, but you're not able to like give me the empathy that I need for this now. And you're going to repeat it. So there was no solution.
So
But
what do you do in that case?
that's a part of my current situation. Like it got to a point where there is no communication now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not understanding me.
Right.
And I don't even want to say just spouse.
Yeah.
Like there's other people that I've had communication with, but when I took off the lens of the identity that it was associated with that relationship, meaning in this case, spouse, in this case, son, in this case, brother, maybe this case, friend, whatever, employee, whatever, however you want to put it.
Did you discover this? So you discovered this in your relationship? This side where you're able to explain your feelings and logic and...
I was in a relationship when I understood it deeper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if this sounds cheesy or not, but more than anything else, it was me asking myself stuff. I was asking myself bigger questions. Like, what are you not happy about right now? Or what is bothering you? Or like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we just walk around like nothing's going, like why is this my reaction to this person when this comes up? Like what's going on? So that was allowing me to break down not only how I speak to myself, but how I allow other people to speak to me. How many issues I do leave unresolved. So for example, you're like, yo, we just never talked about it again. So I looked at that, like I'm looking at things that I haven't talked about for years that I'm just suppressing, like just keeping down or becoming numb to. And then another one happens and then another one happens and another one happens. And yeah. So instead of verbalizing that all at once with the other person, I had to verbalize it to myself first to be like, yo, that's a lot. Like, no, it's not you. You're justified in this feeling right now. Yeah.
You had to understand like why you are the way you are to, I think, be able to get to that point.
Not necessarily why I am the way I am, but why I am where I am.
Because you're saying all these things were a lot of things that you were suppressing, right?
I feel, yeah. Because we're not talking about it.
Right.
What is your where though? Where you said where I am?
Where you are in life.
In life?
The same rules that are applicable to you right now in this moment might not be 10 years ago and might not again be in another 10 years because so much has changed, right? Like yourself included, your environment included, circumstances included, knowledge included. But that's the scariest part for me with like how I would react to it. It's just like, I would, it's just a nasty feeling to not be able, like you're not heard. Yeah. That's how I feel like that sounds. You're just not heard.
It's very frustrating. I think that would be the most frustrating part of it. Because like you're saying something and you're expressing yourself and like the person's just not understanding or like hearing you.
Yeah. And I say it all the time. A lot of people listen to respond. They don't listen to understand.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I'll flip it on you though. Do you remember doing that to someone else? Do you remember doing?
I can't say that. Trust me. People will, especially in those moments when you're having an exchange with your partner. Yeah. I'll sit there and literally like run it back in my head 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Sometimes I might miss in terms of a response. It's like, no, you're still not getting it. But all right, so let's run it back and help me get there. Only other thing is if you can't get there, then you have to bring in a third party. I've done that before too.
Mm.
Because
How'd that go?
the counseling is what led to then therapy. And therapy is when, it, like you said, you find that shift in, you're able to attach the two, your feelings and your thoughts.
What I've noticed sometimes in relationships, you could be saying exactly,
The same thing as the other person.
I wasn't going to say that,
Oh.
but like you could be saying everything so easily for someone else to
You
understand.
would think.
Yeah. But the person that you're saying it to is not able to comprehend what you're saying
Yeah.
because of the way that they look at you.
Mm.
So they might hear the exact same thing from
Somebody else. Yeah.
30 years
100,
later.
yeah.
Not even 30. Like
Yeah,
2 months later.
sure.
Mhm.
Like a day later.
Yeah.
And now they're repeating to you what you just said to them.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, right.
Now they get it.
But when that happens over and over and over and over and over again, and like now it's a pattern, that was the big shift for me. Like I could just
Yeah.
start seeing things. Like
Right.
it was just like, oh, I already know when this is gonna happen.
It's like, why am I still doing this?
Yeah.
It feels like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's a dope movie.
It was still kind of like.
Yeah. But yeah, that becomes frustrating at that point where it's just like you really don't get it.
That's why communication is very, very important.
But see, like we always say that, but I don't really think we all know what communication really is. Like most of that needs to be listening. I've been trying to work on that a lot lately, where I listen
The
to
listening
whoever I'm
part?
speaking. Yeah,
Intently.
yeah,
Mhm.
to the point where I'm not just focused on asking questions, but I'm focused on really hearing what are you trying to say.
Right.
Because sometimes someone's speaking to you, but they're not really saying what they're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So you better be listening and taking in what they're saying to be able to put together whatever it is that you're going to rebuttal towards or ask or
Right.
whatnot. It's a huge tool to really, we don't do it
Navigate.
enough.
Yeah,
We don't do
I
it
agree.
enough.
Active listening.
And on that note, sorry, I was just looking at someone. I was going to reference something, but it's not that serious.
See, he wasn't listening.
I know.
He's busy just fiddling around
So
to
insane.
hit some button or something.
Right. Exactly. Look, he's searching for it right now.
Yeah, because it's about to be this one. Listen to these breaks that are coming up.
Why was that so funny? Bun's Bud?
Yeah.
That's a great name. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying it's a bad name. Okay. Is this happening?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, whatever, man.
We're a minute into it already.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not getting that time back.
Okay.
Shout out to the guy that set up the timer.
Yeah, before we get to the whole Bun's Bud thing, let me shout out Taylor G real quick. It's from Rexdale Hill, but that's her latest track. You're the one. Go find it somewhere on the, like it's a streaming platform. I added it to a playlist. Anybody wants to link me for a playlist, just give me the vibe and I got you. You're here today, so you can big up your thing because your logo's in the monitor now. But
Oh.
shout out Body Ammo real quick.
Check it out on Instagram at Body Ammo, website www.bodyammo.ca, TikTok Body Ammo. The O is a 0.
Make sure you plug the CA, the .ca, because people go to .com and something different, right? Because you're Canadian.
But I'm up there on the Google search, so my SEO is popping.
You
Oh.
don't
Google
know.
me.
Only going up this year.
You know what, Nats? One more thing before we get to this next segment. Big up one of the homies that we met over the weekend, yo. We were doing an event, but Brittany Baker out of Arizona. She's got a podcast called Tech Me As I Am. You listen to it, Nats? Nah, man. She's from California, but she's in Arizona right now. But she's got a podcast called Tech Me As I Am. Check it out. It's pretty good. I like that most recent episode. I'm trying to get her going a little bit more because she's lacking. She's got some episodes she hasn't put them all yet, but we see you. You look like you're percolating. What, you got something?
I got something. Shout out to David Ariza.
Well, we're doing shout outs like that
We
now?
might as well, man. Because I've
Only going up
been
this year.
late on this one. So he spoke about a project that he was doing the last time he was on the show.
Yeah. And he was out in London for a little bit.
yeah,
UK.
yeah.
They didn't get the whole UK tour, right?
Yeah. I think he's in a couple of different places there. But he put out an album with Luwap
Mm-hmm.
called La Frenda.
Mhm.
He talked about that here. So I
Mhm.
remember I was saying that there was a track that he had on there that I got a little sneak peek into.
Mhm.
Track 10. Go listen to track 10 on that album.
I skimmed through it. I think the day it came out or the day after.
Yeah.
There's like 2 tracks on there I was bumping.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 is like one of those tracks I could listen to on repeat for a while. It was that
Yeah.
good. It was the one that he put on earlier. I'm like, yo, I was actually asking him, when are you going to put that out? When can I hear that again? A week or 2 later, coincidentally, it's on. So
If Nat's got some time, maybe he'll even put the album cover in there or something like that.
let's do that.
Only going up this year.
But we got 2 things. We want to do the Matthew Perry stuff, but you had some question about my dank, bro. What's up? We calling it Bun's Bud?
Buns
That's what we're
Bud.
going with?
Yeah, team
Let's
that
go fly a
set up
kite.
the commission for SB. Buns Bud.
Why? You liked it? How was
I liked it and I made the name, but
it?
no, I liked it. It was good, man. Yeah, like I went off. I broke 2.5 month streak, but when I had that, I wasn't expecting it to be. I didn't know what to expect, but I
guess we
felt
could fill the
nice.
people in, but
Yeah, let's do it. We got to do that.
Over the summer, I'd grown a couple of plants. But it's my second or third time around doing this stuff, so every time I'm improving on my skill, I guess.
Yeah,
I still can't lock down the drying out process, so I think it dried out a little bit too much, but yeah, it was alright.
Is this something like you want to do?
I've always had a bit of a green thumb, so I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna try this stuff, then I might as well learn how to grow it myself. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Face could even tell you too, but I've always had a respect for anything that I actually get into. Even when it came to like riding, I wasn't riding just to stunt, just to look cool. Like I really wanted to understand the culture of riding a motorcycle, because there's people that take this stuff like seriously. So even when it came to the whole marijuana stuff, I'm like, nah, if I'm gonna like smoke it and try it, I want to really like learn how this thing actually works, the whole process behind it from seed to
I was talking to other people about that too. And the fact that you did it outdoors
exactly
was like a
'Cause
lot of people were
hard to-
surprised about
exactly
Hard to control
exactly
temperature and stuff.
exactly
Yeah.
exactly all of it.
that. He's not even like talking about it like the way he's talking about it when we're having this conversation. Like the way that he's got to feed it. You got to give us more, man, because he's like really into it. Like he's like,
Mhm.
oh, I was feeding it this, and you got to worry about the temperature, and then you got to worry about how much sunlight it's getting. And
Yeah, with the drying
he
out,
went
but
in.
Yeah. I know it's all organic. I don't do like any other chemical stuff, because a lot of guys use chemicals to boost the growth and yada yada yada. But everything I do is organic.
Was that the first time you smoked it that day?
Nah, that was third time maybe.
Okay. I'm just saying, he it was like you're on your shit. Oh. He was hyped up about it. Like he's like, yo, this is really good.
Nah, don't do that.
No,
I
you did
wasn't-
though. You did though.
I'm like, you're kind of downplaying everything.
Yeah.
And
I almost feel like I'm
Yeah.
like doing this more than he is. Like,
Right.
Well, nah,
it would be random. We're working on our work pause.
Mm,
And then in the middle of that, he'll be like dozed off.
don't
Yo,
do
this
that.
This is pretty good. I'm like, yeah, hey. I'm complimenting him, man.
I think actually it may have been like the second. I think it was the second time actually. I think that might have been the second time.
Fair.
Yeah, Pree, I'm not gonna lie, still, because like,
so yeah, be proud
it's
of
one
it.
of those. No, it's one of those when when I smoked it for the first time, I was like, yo, there's no way this is my thing that has me like this right now. I'm like, am I on something? Because there's no way this is it. And then I gave some to you, and that same day we were chilling. I smoked it again. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a level still. I was kind of surprised. Bro. But like I said, I dried it out a little bit too much. Probably could have done a better job at that, but it's still hard to control even that, because you got to control the humidity. So you need a humidifier, a dehumidifier, the fans, the this, the that.
Bud's Bun coming in a store near you soon.
Maybe at some point. Shout out Nipsey too, Marathon OG, bro. But yeah, it was 2 plants. They grew pretty high too still.
I figured you would have called it something that has to do with like kites.
That's what I traditionally was doing, but this year I had 3 plants originally.
Mm-hmm.
One of them ended up being a male, so it had to go.
What?
Yeah, you can't keep those male plants, yo. Only females only.
What does that?
The male plants won't bud, and then if you keep it around the females,
They'll die.
They'll just they turn them into transgenders, and then yeah, it's a
The
whole
male
thing.
plants turn the female plants into men.
It'll mess up the other ones. Yeah, it'll throw off the budding of the plant.
Oh wow,
Yeah, throws up your whole bundle.
that's.
Yeah.
How do you know that they're male?
I don't know what the terms actually are, but there's these little things that come out from. So here's the main stem, like the stalk. So all the branches that come out, as they come out, you'll get these like little hairs, right? The ones that look like hairs, those are the female ones. But those hairs will sometimes turn into balls, and then that's how you know they're men. Because men have balls, and I guess females just have these little like for plants. It's like these little, it's just these little stems.
Oh.
There's one on each side, so I guess maybe lips. I don't know, whatever.
Oh.
That's how you're able to tell, and then those ones will tend to start. I want to say budding earlier, but it's not.
The males?
It's not actually budding.
The males?
It's just the plant starting to turn into a bunch of like little, like weeds, like that you see on the road type stuff.
You don't wave at me and go
So
like
how-
little weeds.
It looks pretty ugly. It's like nothing.
So how long, like, until they show their gender?
Damn it, good question.
Because
It could happen. I think it could happen for some as early as like 4 weeks, but I think anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks. I think.
So you have to keep watching them, like
pretty
quite.
much, yeah. This is like a every morning
Intently.
thing. Yeah, you're
Mm.
outside, buddy. You have to go sing to those things. Like really
you
enjoy your
sing?
time. I don't
What song?
sing, but I will play music.
What? What
So
kind of music?
well, I almost.
Did you guys see? There was this experiment where, like,
Water.
yeah,
Yeah.
speaking like,
Positive stuff to it.
and then one speaking like negative stuff to it, and then when it crystallized,
Yeah. They had that for plants
it's
too.
crazy.
I
And
did not
fruit.
see
And
that.
fruit.
Yeah. Oh, fruit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That like I feel the whole concept of praying before you eat your meal comes from that. If you pray like before you eat the food, I feel like that energy is being absorbed into the food. Like if you're just even like, they say this, if you make your food with love, it tastes better.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe in that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I will not go to a certain restaurant if like this seems so common sense, but if they're consistently just miserable, like even if it's just the hosting staff or the waiter or whatever, I don't want it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of music did you play to your plants?
Oh, I like what you did there.
Oh,
You see how she did that?
yeah.
You're getting good at this.
Thanks.
TLC.
TLC?
Because I had the 3 of them. Originally, it was Tender
That's-
Love and Care,
Oh.
but then one died.
Mm.
So then
It was just love
the
and
2.
care that was left.
Sure. Depending on which member we're talking about, but yeah. So then I would play,
Only TLC.
I would only play TLC music every morning for them.
What made you pick TLC?
Because there was the 3 of them, I guess.
Oh.
I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I was playing the song and then I was like, let's go with that. It's fitting because there's 3 of them.
Yeah, but
Did
there's a
you
lot
want
of
it to be
groups that are
female?
like members of 3.
Did you individually
I'm
name
sure
them?
next year I might like come up with something else, but this year just happened to be TLC.
Like which
And
one?
all I played was TLC. every
Which
morning.
one were you smoking? Would you call like what member was that?
That's a good question. I don't even know. Damn it, yo.
Rest in peace, Left Eye. It's Left Eye.
Yeah, you're horrible, bro. He's a comedian. Find him on the internet.
How's that
somewhere.
horrible? How's that horrible? You named them TLC. You gotta name the members.
Rest in peace, Left Eye, man. When was the last time I was listening to some TLC? I did play my first of the month playlist this morning though.
You were listening to TLC with the
You
the
just
plants?
let it.
No, well, yeah, I guess. But I'm talking about
That's the
this
last
was
time.
summertime. Now we're in November. It was a while ago.
Did any of you guys ever do Movember?
No. Well, November, I would do my entire beard, not just my mustache.
Oh, okay. Have you?
I don't think I did it throughout the whole month.
Oh, you're making me want to do it now.
I played for it. I played with it.
Shave it.
Nah, never.
Shave it.
No, I'm not doing
Don't look at me.
that.
This is the look. You guys got this.
Would you? Have you ever? You never?
I did it, but I didn't do like I didn't really care for it. Like you're supposed to only keep your mustache shaved completely and then keep it.
Mhm.
In between
Okay.
somewhere, I just stopped. Like I was like,
Yeah.
all right, that's enough.
Mhm.
Enough for the
Yeah,
Facebook,
no.
Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
Damn it, not you too. Never the Movember thing. Yeah, right. You want to get that little bit?
This is as best as it gets.
That's pathetic, bro. What? That's all you got?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you ain't got no beard,
I should-
but
yeah,
like,
don't worry.
damn,
Watch this.
yo,
Watch this. Watch
what?
this. Yeah, that's pathetic, bro.
That's not even funny, man. Don't do that. Man, it's been a rough week, yo. It's been a rough week. Yeah, last week was kind of busy. Worked an event last week. Shout out to everybody at BPTN. They had a tech conference, a summit, I guess is the word that they would use these days. A bunch of vendors came out. They had like a marketplace set up. They had a few people in there doing some seminars. A bunch of different rooms. They had a main stage where they had a bunch of panelists speaking to certain things in the tech world, I guess, and how different companies are implementing these things. One of the things they offer is mentorship, though. And you'll find a lot of younger people out there looking for mentors or some sort of direction in terms of getting a new job. But the best part, I guess, about it is it's a room full of black people. Not all black, but a whole lot of black people.
Like that's the target audience?
Yeah, and you don't typically see that, I guess, in some of these spaces. So they were very intentional about being inclusive with them.
Were you like just attending it?
No. So last year we were, last year and this year, we did some of the production for it. So this year we did a lot more of the behind the scenes stuff. Shout out Knots again.
You two together.
Interviews, yeah. We did some interviews. The footage is out there. If you don't follow,
share a highlight. Something that stands out.
Don't do that, because now we're talking like backstage shit, yo.
Why not?
No? Say what?
You don't have anything that you want to share that stands out?
That's when people start to get themselves in trouble. You know.
Fair enough.
But it's funny how we would watch a lot of these things growing up, especially when it came to, let's say, the Hard Knock Life tour. Backstage, we had like the camera, even Kanye's,
like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, so even Kanye's documentary, you're starting to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So the perspective you have when you're actually behind the scenes and seeing some of these celebrities running up and down the hallways, their teams, like their makeup artists, they're this, they're that, their security guy, yada yada yada. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes.
Doesn't it make you like look at them different sometimes?
Oh, for sure.
Like either their character is really their character, or it's like, oh wow,
buddy,
you are putting on an act.
Multiply that shit by 10 million, yo.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder sometimes, like, yo, is this real life?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And at moments, since the whole Jada and Will Smith stuff came up, I'm like, I really feel like that's what they're doing to us. They're just doing the best job at scripting their entire life. And we're all just buying into it whenever they decide to just
I don't think they're doing
some
that.
video up online or something.
I get what you mean. I don't think they're doing that though.
It's just real life.
I think we've been so programmed to think everything is a fairy tale ending that when real life really hits us in our face, we can't recognize it anymore. Because it's not supposed to be this real, because they're a celebrity couple. Like we look at them, like we idolize them too much.
For sure. Like way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Like if you really think about how simple their whole issue is, I don't want to dwell into this, but it's so common in like the regular world. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there was like there was no real moment that I would feel comfortable speaking to, but I'll tell you this though. Groupies, they definitely exist.
They definitely exist?
Yeah, definitely exist. And it's funny when you start to see them all at like different ages.
Are you only referring to females? Or are you talking about males too?
Females.
Because I feel like guys could be groupies too. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't see any guy groupies trying to get an autograph or a verse? Or a free booth or like a connection to something?
Not for the celebrity that was there.
Yeah.
But
or even like the other speakers, like a business opportunity or whatever the case may be.
For sure. There's a lot of that stuff going on. Yeah. But the celebrity, like, groupies, bro. Not said a good laugh, though. Trying to find some sanitizer.
Are we supposed to say who it is? Like, now I'm just going off. Like, I feel like that would help a lot more with context.
Elaborate on the sanitizer?
So there's a moment we're in the hallway, right? And these two ladies approach us, and I'm sort of like leaned upon the table, but the table's at, I guess, closer to the front end of the hallway. So you kind of have to pass the table and where I'm at, where we're having a conversation to get to the end of the hallway where the action's really at. So there's some sanitizer on the table and they bust the corner, not expecting us to be there. You can see the reaction on them like, oh shit, like we were almost there. And then, but they have nowhere to go from there.
Yeah. So
the only thing they had was the sanitizer on the table. And it's like, oh, there's the sanitizer. Let's look for some sanitizer on the table to get a couple pumps. And I was like, all right, yo, like, don't think we don't know why you're back here. So then these guys started laughing, and I was like, man, what's up, yo? Yeah, we're just chilling, da. And then I just sort of had to give them one of these, like, they're there for a little bit, and then eventually they just made their way out of the hallway. But yeah, these guys are laughing. Yo, shout them out wherever they're at, yo. Only going up this year. I hope they don't see this because they might think I'm trying to punk them.
Who was the celebrity?
They wouldn't say they're in their 50s. Don't do that. They were definitely older. They weren't young, but...
Can you say who the celebrity was?
Ludacris was in town for a performance. So it was, yeah. Anybody who was there, I hope you enjoyed it. Only going up this year. We'll see you guys again next year. Only going up this year. How do we transition to this next thing, though? You guys are talking about, I guess, rest in peace, Matthew Perry, right? Because that's where we're going.
I feel like we're going there.
Sure.
Yeah, hard transition, but I mean, we're talking celebrities and he happened to pass away. So then this triggered a conversation that we started to have.
Actually, it's perfect transition, bro. Because you're like, you begin to wonder, how is real life? So when this guy's on Friends, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, for
we
sure.
just see the character on Friends.
Yeah, because one of the part of the story that came out is that he was dealing with some heavy drugs and alcohol.
Did you read his book?
No, I didn't. I had a feeling that was going to come up. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
You did?
No.
Oh.
She did kind of say it like that, eh?
yeah.
Like, oh, I got one on you. I read that shit.
No.
Fucking book reader, you.
Got it!
No, I didn't. I'm not. I was tempted to. After this whole thing came out, just like to kind of talk about it. But it wasn't like, Friends wasn't that for me where I'm gonna go read your book. But I sympathize with the fact that he openly shared what was going on, that you could talk about it. And
that wouldn't be a reason, because like, what was Jada for you to like read her book immediately?
I was interested enough in the perspective.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested in Will.
Like that's exactly where I was going, because this guy's a Will Smith dick rider.
No, not at all.
Okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
I think Will Smith is dope. The moves that he's been able to make, what he puts into marketing his stuff.
Right.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Like the way he followed what Tom Cruise did with his movies, right? He's like, what is this guy's marketing campaign? Like all over Europe, all over the world. That's why he's hitting these, I guess, breaking these records. So he started copying them. So just that kind of thinking is very, very impressive to me. So, and then the conversation came up with her, and I don't really know Jada other than what people say. So that's what it was for her.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean to like make this a whole thing, but yeah. The joke is, when I watch Friends, I was in India for 6 months. So I got like those bootleg
translation joints?
No, it's not translated.
What?
They're burned copies. Like, so this might have been like when I'm 18 or 19, give or take. I remember going like to the bazaar, like their markets, and haggling with these guys to like get different DVDs. Yeah, that was a whole nother experience. But I never watched it in Canada. It never hit my radar here.
Wow.
I wasn't into it back then. That's how I had a lot of time to kill for a certain period of time where we were just going through different things. But you apparently are a big fan.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Friends, what? Seinfeld over Friends? Friends over Seinfeld?
Oh, you went right there.
Seinfeld till I die.
Because that's where we were going in the conversation. So you said Seinfeld till you die?
Yeah.
I would have to go Friends, only because I think when they were both on, I don't know, I found myself watching more Friends than I was watching Seinfeld. But I think it was because of when it was on. Friends was on at 7 p.m., if my memory serves correct. So it's like I'd be sitting down to eat dinner, and my sister would have it on TV. So I'd be watching from the table, let's say. That's the only way I would watch. And then Seinfeld, I just never went to watch Seinfeld.
How long
until much later?
How long were they on live at the same time, though? I don't think it was long.
I know Seinfeld ran for 9 seasons. Was it 9 or 10?
And this started what, like in the late 80s, early 90s, no?
Yeah.
And I feel like I remember the last episode because we were in, I'll tell you what, like we're in grade 7 and all the teachers are talking about it. They were all talking, today's the day that it's coming on.
Seinfeld's last episode.
Yeah. So I still remember that. And shout out Mr. Harmon. Like,
oh shit.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember him saying something about that. Today's the last day. The episode's coming out. I don't remember who he's talking to, maybe Mr. Bokler or something. But that's how I remember that. But I ended up getting into Seinfeld way later on.
Yeah,
but I don't
much later too.
Yeah, but I think it's still one of those shows though. Like, I can watch an episode right now.
I watch it all the time.
Yeah,
all
still
the time.
Now?
All the time.
Good for you.
I also watch Friends all the time too. But the way I got into Seinfeld was, my grandmother, she would watch it, and she like barely spoke like English, but that's how she would like learn her English, and she just loved Kramer, so she used to babysit me. So she would always have it on. So that's where it started, like, for me.
I love that.
I was like really, really young.
I love that you just said that. Like, my mom could speak English, but not fluently enough to follow everything that's going on in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But I'd be watching it all the time. So sometimes she'll sit with me and watch and pick up on stuff.
Yeah.
Still, she'll still be laughing.
Yeah.
It goes to show a lot
right.
of their theatrics that you could go cross language and like make people that can't even understand what you're doing read.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. I went to their random, but I ended up going to the actual shop.
Yeah.
The actual coffee shop.
You did?
Yeah, it was such a terrible experience. We like got yelled at by like one of the guys that's working there.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Actually?
Actually.
But for what?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't remember what he was yelling at. I think it was because I had my camera on. Like I was recording on my phone and he came in the clip. I think he gave me something like, why are you recording me? Put that down or something like that. But I was in such a happy moment that I ignored everything that he was saying. I just went back to whatever I was doing. Yeah.
For Friends, the moment that stands out for me is probably like when they're moving the couch. And like
I feel like everybody says that episode.
Yelling pivot. That's really funny. It's still funny. Because then I watched the bloopers after it, and it's just like they couldn't hold it in. It was a really hard like scene for them to shoot.
Favorite Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Do you have friends?
Sorry, go.
Probably when Joey's trying to learn how to do this properly. He doesn't know how to do this.
He's like, sorry.
Yeah,
that was funny too.
That was so funny. Man, there were such good characters though. Like
there's a lot though. There's a lot of moments that I think
like I felt like Phoebe's character was dope.
Yeah.
Joey's character is obviously amazing. Yeah. Ross is like, they have some really good characters.
It was a good formula that they put together.
His character was good too in his own way. Like
yeah, but it's one thing to my dad used to have this saying when it came to Woody in Cheers. Did you watch any Cheers back in the day?
Yeah, I did, but not like religiously or anything.
Same thing with Hillary and Fresh Prince. He would just never believe that anybody can act on television that dunce. Like you have to just naturally.
You can't be that stupid.
Yeah, like you just have to be that stupid in real life.
Until he met them?
No, until you know they're actors, but they're doing such a great job at playing that role. It's unbelievable because these are real human beings who have to act oblivious to some of these things in real life.
I was gonna say
just like the period stuff that we just dealt with.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was that us acting? Maybe. But hopefully it was entertaining.
Right.
At the end of the day, you get what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously you piss in your tampon.
Exactly. Like who wouldn't have known that? I know that taught her the technique to hold it the right way.
You're stupid.
The hell? I think there was what
I was gonna say that goes to show about what he's dealing with as well though. Cameras are off now. You're outside of the light. You're somebody completely different. To be able to hold it together on camera like that.
Who are you talking about?
Matthew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mind you,
I just want to be clear.
Yeah. Mind you, I haven't read the book and I don't know if he was still doing all that stuff while he was on it, but I'm assuming he was.
He was.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that's just scary.
He's saying he was still on things?
No. He's asking if he was on it like while he was shooting Friends.
Okay.
Yeah. On it as in, from what I understand, it was alcohol for the most part, right?
I'm not sure.
The early report that I had seen when we put it out was drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Like he had dealt with it for quite some time.
There's just a lot of
throughout his career, but I wasn't sure if he still meant he was still.
I think he's clean. Like he was clean.
Okay.
I think. I don't really know, but there's a lot of like now conspiracy going around about his death. a
It's
lot.
conspiracy. I haven't heard the conspiracy.
Neither have I.
What are the conspiracies?
So first they said that he obviously drowned
Yeah, that I heard.
in his hot tub at
Okay.
home.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. So in his, like, he released his memoir, I want to say in 2020, I think. I'm not
the
100% sure.
memoir.
I'm not 100%.
2020?
I think so.
No, I think it was like last year.
You need to come up with a
I'm
new
not-
name for
I
memoirs
have-
when it comes to men. Like
Why?
memoirs. Memoirs. No? Just me?
Like his story and her story.
Mem just sounds so feminine. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Mem?
Memoirs just sounds like a feminine word to me. No?
I don't think about gender when
Continue.
I say the
Continue.
word memoir.
Okay.
Because they don't do that in English,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah,
yeah, go on.
that's like French and many other languages.
Yeah, it came out last year.
Oh, okay.
To the day. To the day.
Say what?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the last chapter in his book,
Shout out Audible.
the last chapter in his book is called Batman. Okay. So like the ending of his book or whatever. And so he hasn't posted like on Instagram in like a long time or something like that. And then he posted like a slew of like posts or whatever. And they all had to do with Batman. So it kept saying like, he like posted like the bat signal and he would be like, I'm Matman. That's what he kept saying. The end. Like if you can pull up his Instagram right now and it's like that. And then it's like another one would be like, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm Matman.
You went back and checked all of these
Yeah,
things?
because
Okay.
I heard the story and I'm like, there's no way. And then I went to his Instagram and then I saw it. And then a week before he died, I think, or like around that, he posted like a picture in his hot tub saying like, do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm Matman. Like just he kept saying that over and over and over again. And then people that read his book in the comments are like, are you asking for help? Is everything okay? Like whatever, like all these things. So then this happened. So first they said it was an accidental drowning and now it's being investigated as like a homicide, I think. And then his assistant at the time like went on a errand. So she wasn't home at that time too.
Who sent
there's-
her out on that area?
I don't know.
Okay.
So these are all the things that are saying that like, you know, that he was actually like killed and not an accidental drowning.
That's a lot to take in.
Yo, like I'm like where my head's going.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What? This all just sounds crazy.
It's wild. I'm gonna pull up.
This is frightening.
I think it's
Yeah,
frightening how
it's-
common it is now.
Exactly. Because it made me think even Prince.
All of that. All the conspiracies.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
I also want to.
Do you think there's really a secret society of some sort, and they just like they just come in so
What's your definition
take
of
you,
What's your
and then-
definition of secret society though?
Okay.
like there's a whole new world that they're building, almost like
On Mars?
yeah, something, and they're just taking the ones that have figured that out. I don't know, just
What
certain
if they're already
minds
on Mars?
Yo, honestly, this is
Is the moon fully like
So-
populated now too?
like
I'm into it and I'm not. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
his last like 6 posts are all about
Batman?
7 posts are all about Batman. And
Oh,
it's
I
like,
thought you said Matman.
yeah, Matman. Sorry.
but he's it's
But
a play
like
on
this is
Batman,
like the
right?
bat signal
Yeah.
that he would post.
Do you know what Matman means?
So he's like, in this one, it's saying, sleep well, everybody. I got the city tonight. Matman. So Matman instead of Batman, Matthew for his name,
Ah,
right? And then the next one is again, it's a picture of like, it just says Batman plays pickleball. And then it says WTF with a question mark as his caption.
yeah. So what you're saying? I got to read this book.
Then it shows, I forgot about,
Definitely. I
I
almost
forgot
wanna go
about
get
this.
book.
So-
man,
there's this conspiracy with like cranberries and like somebody else died like this. I can't remember who now.
Yo, this is
So
becoming
his
too much.
other post is a woman's hand putting down, it looks like 3 berries. And he says, this is what I've eaten today. I'm Matman. And like, this is the video. That's it. Okay? That's it. Then the next one is the moon. And he's like, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm Madman. Okay, so this is October 19th was
you would think like people close to him would understand what this means if people that have read his book are reaching out to him.
So then it says, it's pumpkin carved with Batman signal. It says, do you know what I mean?
This is dark.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
And then the comments are like, anyone else read the book and see the risky connection? Do you want us to send you help? Is this your signal? These are all in the comments a week ago. Like when he posted these.
This is the first time hearing of this, and I'm
Then the last picture he posts to his Instagram page is him in his hot tub where he died. And it says, oh, so warm water swirling around makes you feel good. I'm Madman. And that was the last post. And that was October 23rd.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of story, like 60 minutes, all different types of specials of some sort talking about this, but I don't really follow entertainment news like that, so I have no. Is this in entertainment news as well? Like people are talking about this connection.
I haven't seen like this part of it.
Yeah.
On like, mainstream.
How long do you think it's gonna last?
Media.
I don't even think it's gonna be on the news more than a week. Isn't that sad to say though?
But that's just what news is.
Like there's gonna be another one of these coming up.
Exactly.
I think one of his like just main things from his book is like I want Friends to be the last thing I'm remembered for, because I think he was like doing a bunch of other like things that he wanted. Like he just didn't want his life to be about Friends. But when you're on an iconic like episode, like series or like movie, I feel like most people just stick you with that character.
Yes and no. I think. What is your role after the fact? Like you are that identity unless you can grow beyond it. What is your role in
real life?
I think
that this we might be going too far into another conversation, but there are only certain celebrities that are able to like really transition out of a role.
That's a fact.
To live a different life. Yeah. Randomly, one of the first names that come to me is Alfonso Ribeiro, I guess from Fresh Prince as well, but he's transitioned somehow. I think people stopped looking at him as Carlton at some point. No? Is it just me?
Carlton.
Or you still look at him as Carlton?
I still look at him as Carlton.
But some people still look at Will Smith as Fresh Prince to this day.
Nah, I don't
No, we look at him like
some people do.
Will Pinkett Smith.
Don't emasculate him like that.
I'm just joking. I'm actually more understanding of their whole situation, but I have to get the numbers up.
Oh my goodness.
Only going up this year.
We're done with that though, are we? Because I'm kind of.
That's a lot. I thought you guys heard it.
Do you care to sort of like try to figure this out on your own, like on some Sherlock Holmes shit, mystery? What's up? You're not gonna solve this one?
I just find it.
Oh, that's gotta be a segment.
I got bars, bro.
You okay?
Solving mysteries with mystery.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
It's just mad interesting. Like it's crazy.
That's very creepy. I would love to get to the bottom of this to figure something out.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, man, if you got some time to read the book real quick, yo.
Wild.
No, I can't do that. My list is so long right now, what I gotta go through before January. Yeah, that's
hold
not
on.
making it.
Weren't he and Justin Trudeau homies at one point too or something like that?
They went to school together and I think he punched him in his face.
Who punched who?
Yeah, who punched who?
Matthew Perry punched Justin.
Wow. They should learn how to use their words better.
I think they were in like grade 3 or 4 or something. I don't know.
Yo, Trudeau's just always getting beat up, whether it be physically or verbally or people not shaking his hand. Like, do you guys find this embarrassing at all? Like, as a Canadian, like you're prime minister.
I mean,
it's just like.
I mean, I think that did you find it embarrassing with? Oh my God, what's his name? As our mayor, Rob Ford. Yeah. Did you find that embarrassing?
With the crack
I found that entertaining.
As did I.
Yeah.
No, I found it embarrassing.
But it was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
Like the world was.
It was embarrassing when he was on Jimmy Kimmel. And then at the end of the episode, he's kind of like, all right, go get yourself some help now. And like, just like, all right, no, really, we care about you. Get some help now. Like, that's how he ends it on him.
Jeez.
Nah, damn it. We're losing ourselves at this point, but I feel like I just need to get this last one in here.
Which one you got to bring in?
I want to bring up my favorite Rob Ford moment real quick.
Be careful what you wrote. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now. And the next thing I want to call Mayor Britannia in Hamilton and tell them that we're going to have to spank their little tiger cats. Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy. Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home. Thank you very much.
Forgot about that. Like, that's embarrassing.
No, damn it, yo. That's what I meant to hit you.
See, you gotta give me that one too
That's the
now.
one that I meant to hit you. My bad. That scammer wasn't supposed to be there. But yeah. Chill. Big up Rob Ford, yo. That was my favorite moment from him.
I think that there's so many conspiracies now, like when it comes to celebrity death. But like this one, like there's some people
something.
like, you know, people are reaching sometimes for like certain things. Like, oh, this person died at like, you know, 8:08 and 8 is the number of blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
But with this, like,
there's signs there.
I'm
It's
like,
almost
yo,
he's leaving some type of
because
footprint
I was gonna look too to see like when the last time.
See, when we say that, like this goes into what I was bringing up before too. If Will Smith went and killed himself tomorrow, or around the Oscar time, or whatever, would that be like he was crying for some sort of help as well, doing this in front of the whole world? No.
Yeah, I get where you're going
It could
with this.
be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it really goes back to when you're like, you should take people at face value. To bring it back to that, I tried to apply that perspective. And I'm like, well, she was really adamant when she said it. Like, you weren't joking when you said to do that. And that was my response to you, where I'm like, well, these guys are faking it. But then does that take away from the people that aren't? Because now we just think everybody's faking it. Like, you just want some attention. You got a book coming on. You got an album coming on.
I mean, people think like that when it comes to celebrities, period, right? Like, no one is just well liked by everybody, ever.
That's not what I meant. Sorry, let me clarify. When people are actually saying what's really going on, do we stop believing them now? Because there's so many people that take advantage of their product that's about to be released to get a little bit of attention by saying something or doing something outrageous. So when someone's really going through something and they, you know, make the news or make the headlines, we just react to them like,
yeah, but I think it ties into what I'm saying. Like, if I like you and you say something's going on, then I'm more likely to believe you that something's going on. If I don't like you, then I would maybe not believe that.
Does it even have to do with like or dislike?
No, I don't. I'm
maybe
just saying
popularity?
like it could be a factor.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. But like with his, I'm just saying like these are like, what do you mean you're mad? Like, what are these posts? Like, this is insane. And then from whatever the thing was in the last part of his book, and now this happened. Like, it's just, this is a lot of coincidence.
What this reminds me of is, do you guys know Stephan Bonner?
No.
So he's a UFC fighter that won. He never got the first contract, but they gave it to him because it was such a good fight between him and Griffin, right? Forrest Griffin. He also, I believe, committed suicide or overdosed on something. Okay. And when that happens to him, the current middleweight champ, the guy that just beat Izzy, Strickland, put out a quote after, basically saying when he was asking you guys for your help and he was living kind of, you know, all over the place and his life wasn't steady, no one helped him. So he doesn't need your hearts or your comments now. He doesn't need you guys to support that now. This kind of makes me think of this situation now where it's like, there's going to be tons of people that say, oh, I wish I did more, or I could have done this, or I could have done that. But isn't it more important to think about all that stuff as it's happening opposed to after the fact? Like, she leaves in the middle of whatnot. And if there's a connection to this, his book, you'd think people around him would also see it if people that have read the book have seen it. Like, there's
I mean, I think that's the thing, right? Like, in all the comments on those posts, people were like, do you need help?
Yeah.
Are you crying out for help? So yeah, I do think the people around him, closest to him, that have like access to him, would be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's not saying that it was a suicide, right? Like, it's saying first it was accidental, now it's saying it's a homicide.
This episode is brought to you by Body Ammo. More than a look, it's a lifestyle. Pick up some body ammo to protect your mind, body, and soul. Now, back to some more of SUP.
You saw the fight this weekend, or last weekend, I should say?
I
Francis
didn't.
and Fury?
I didn't.
You never saw any of it?
I didn't.
Wow.
You mean highlights?
You said
I
highlights.
haven't gone back to see the highlights
Are
either.
you serious?
Yeah.
So you didn't even see when Fury went down? At least that one time?
I saw that one clip.
Did you see the
Ooh.
after the pics of them the next day?
No. I haven't
Fury
caught
had,
up.
like,
The
the
last couple of days have been
biggest
really busy.
black eye.
I heard he had a cut over his forehead.
Yeah, man. And I think it has nothing more to do with his championship bout that he has coming up that was supposed to be for December. And then they moved this entire thing. There's no way he's keeping it for December because he's going to ask it. Because he was looking at this fight as exhibition. Like, this ain't going to last this long. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll dance with this guy for a little bit, but he ain't touching me like that. Nah, B. This guy got touched up.
And that was
hard.
third round, right?
Yeah.
The first one, yeah. The first, not now.
Shout out Mike Tyson with the training.
Exactly. Buddy, shout out that overall production. Yo, Saudi Arabia has money for spend, yo.
Do you understand why a lot of the sports are heading that direction right now?
I get it, but damn, yo.
Yeah.
Like, that was like a Grammy performance just for the fight.
That's on my list. Like, I want to go in that world.
Yo,
Jeez.
you have to go back and try to find the highlights that show the whole thing because the ring literally came out from underground, bro.
Wow.
It was so sick.
Wow.
They had
dope.
They had a little baby performing. It was crazy.
Whew.
Yeah, man. Big production those guys have over there for these fights now.
What do you think happens next?
What do you mean? In terms of
any of them? Because like his story is crazy. Francis' story, his overall like life story, how he like ran away from Cameroon.
I like how we're calling him Francis and running away from his last name. What is it? Ngannou?
Ngannou. Yeah.
I'm not even
close
going to
enough.
attempt it.
Anyways, finish your story.
The way he got there.
Yeah.
Against all odds, gets into the UFC against all odds, then like kind of becomes a champion. There's no way you're gonna get this fight. Gets the fight, drops the guy. This is like arguably one of the best heavyweights in the world ever. Not in the world now, but I mean like in general, like ever.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. Like
Did any of you guys watch Fury's series on Netflix?
No, not yet.
Mm.
Have you seen it?
I started watching it. And
how far did you get?
Like third episode.
It's better than the Beckham shit? Because that Beckham shit ain't holding me, yo.
The Beckham shit held me. I watched
held
that
me too.
in one go.
Yeah.
Fury shit did not.
That Beckham,
I didn't.
That Beckham shit didn't even faze me, man.
Oh man. No, that was good.
You're feeling the
yeah,
Beckham?
I really liked it.
Wow.
I really liked it.
Now the Fury thing's gonna have to wait. What are you into right now on there?
Man, nothing. I don't have time to watch TV. I'm struggling with sports. I'm just getting caught up moving forward on this whole James Harden trade.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Like, same shit. I was like, whoa, to the Clippers? Like, what are we doing out here, guys?
That was wild. I did not expect that at all.
Why of all
and why?
destinations?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, I don't know what the NBA is trying to do, but them mind they're selling tickets right now. Shout out to Clippers.
Only going up this year.
My only question is, what are they gonna do with all these like faces now? I know they got rid of quite a few people, but for me, you have a legit starting five and you have a solid 6 man because Norm Powell's still over there.
I think so.
Shout him a former Raptor. He's still over there. So him coming off the bench for those guys. Hey man, if you guys want to play this small ball, because I imagine we're gonna see some of those kind of lineups.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Westbrook is still over there. You got.
I'm surprised they didn't. That Westbrook didn't go.
True. Exactly.
That's what I was shocked at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Could be some, I guess, financials when it comes to him, but I don't like seeing Harden in a Clippers jersey right now for some reason. Not a fan. He's an LA guy, so I'm sure he's happy to go home.
Yeah, but I don't know. Or
I didn't want to shout out those bums of Raptors, yo. Disappointed so far. SB, you got nothing?
On Raptors or on basketball? No.
Give them time, man. Give them time.
I'm joking. I still ride with the Raptors.
Yeah, you
should. I'll wear my Raptors jersey next episode. With,
don't call them bums.
I'm just messing with you. I know that's your squad.
Yeah.
I'll even put on the red Berkeys for you next time.
Oh, God.
Shout out those Berkeys, no searchies. But it is about that time that we head out of here. Shout out Face once again. I believe he will be with us for the next episode. And until then, this was another episode of Speak Your Perspective.